Most people think Chestermere prices are driven by Calgary. But what is actually happening right now is far more local and far more important. So which city are you watching from today? Put it in the comments because I always like to see where people are watching from. If you are thinking about buying or selling in Chestermere, you need to know and understand this one thing first because it can completely change how you make your next move. Most people assume whatever Calgary is doing, Chestermere will follow. And while that sounds logical, it's not always true. After more than 25 years in real estate and over 1,700 sold across Alberta, I have seen this pattern repeat over and over again. Smaller markets like Chestermere do not simply follow bigger cities. They react differently because of lifestyle, inventory, and buyer mindset. Chestermere is not just another suburb, it is a lifestyle market. People are not just buying a house here. They are buying the lake, the space, and a different pace of living. That changes everything about this market. Behavior. When buyers look at Chestermere, they are not always comparing it to other suburbs. They are comparing it to the lifestyle they want. That is why some homes here hold value differently, especially properties closer to the lake or in established communities. But here is where the shift is happening right now. Buyers are still interested in Chestermere, but they are becoming much more selective. They are no longer rushing in just because a home hits the market, and they are comparing more, questioning more, and negotiating more. That is a big change from what we saw just a few years ago. When buyer behavior changes, the entire market starts to adjust quietly. Sellers understand this early, have an advantage. Sellers who ignore it usually learn the hard way. One of the biggest mistakes I am seeing right now is sellers pricing based on what they think their home is worth instead of how buyers are actually behaving. The market does not care what we think. It only responds to what buyers are willing to do. And today, buyers are watching closely. They're paying attention to price reductions. They are noticing how long homes sit on the market, and they are using that information to negotiate better deals. That does not mean your home will not sell. It means your strategy needs to be sharper than ever. In a market like Chestermere, small changes in inventory can create big changes in perception. If few more homes come on the market, buyers suddenly feel like they have options. When buyers feel like that have options, they slow down and they negotiate again. Pricing becomes critical. This is where first 2 weeks on the market become everything. That initial launch is where your home either builds momentum or loses it. If your home is priced correctly and presented properly, buyers notice immediately. Showings increase, interest builds, and sometimes competition follows. But if the price feels off even slightly, buyers hesitate. And once hesitation starts, it's very hard to rebuild momentum. That is why overpricing is one of the most expensive mistakes a seller can make in this type of market. It does not just sit longer, it often sells for less in the end. Chestermere has strong fundamentals, community continues to grow, and people still want to live here. But even strong markets require smart decisions. The difference today is that strategy matters more than timing in the past. Timing covered mistakes. Today, it cannot. You have the right pricing, the right presentation, and the right exposure from day one. And this is where technology is starting to play a bigger role, with AI improving listing photos, descriptions, and online exposure. The homes that stand out are getting more attention than ever before. That means the gap between a well-marketed home and an average listing is getting wider, and that gap directly affects your final sale price. My name is Kevin Baldwin. I have been in real estate for over 25 years, and I've sold more than 1,700 homes across Alberta. I focus on helping people understand what is actually happening in the market so they can make a better decision. If you are thinking about selling in Chestermere and want a clear, honest opinion on your home and strategy, you can reach me directly. Kevin Baldwin, CIR Realty, 403-561-0037. And before you go, tell me which city you're watching from today in the comments.